Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I'm your usual host and presenter, Advocate Tulo Hoyani. We are back to the Million Men and Women March. Why do I call it a march this time? I've decided not to collect signatures. I've decided not to collect signatures because I don't want to commit anybody. I don't want to commit anybody by way of a signature. Because this trial, this Senzo Meyiwa trial, is fraught with a lot of dangers. That I must reiterate. So I don't want people committing themselves by way of signatures to say I'm going to be part of that march, which is penciled in for the 14th of April 2025 without failure. On the 14th of April 2025, when that trial resumes, on the several times that I've been in and around the Pretoria High Court to do my own matters, I'm aware that the trial usually starts at about 10 a.m. So those of you who are interested in being part of that march or demonstration will be there on that day. I don't want to endanger anybody's life, and let me reiterate, you attend that demonstration or march at your own risk. Remember, like we all know, several witnesses have already died in connection with this Meyiwa affair. So if you attend on the 14th of April, let it be at your own risk. It will also be at my own risk. So what I intend to do is people will gather in and around the Pretoria High Court peacefully, hopefully with placards that will say Justice for Senzo Meyiwa, and I will address that gathering. My address is going to be around the many issues that we have seen in and around this trial. There are many concerns that we have. There are many dockets that we have seen pop up all over the place. The failure to arrest Kelly Kumalo, in spite of the fact that in Gininda's own narrative, Kelly Kumalo was the mastermind. So one of the concerns that we'll have there is, if this mastermind gets this disclosed in this very court, that is what I'll be saying outside the Pretoria High Court. If this mastermind gets mentioned under oath in this very court, what is happening to the justice system of South Africa? After that, everybody will depart to their various destinations. Now, I've said before and I will say it again. What motivates me to come up with that kind of demonstration? What motivates me is nothing except justice for Senzo Meyiwa. I want to see justice for Senzo Meyiwa in my lifetime. And hopefully, demonstrations like that are going to bring to the attention of the authorities that something is not right with the Senzo Meyiwa investigation and trial. And will be calling upon the authorities to do something. My experience in South African situations is that in this country, demonstrations can achieve a lot. It can achieve a lot. I've written letters to the Minister of Justice, I've written letters to the President, I've written letters to almost everyone Like I always tell you, I have not had a single response to those letters. So perhaps there will be strength in numbers. But I've always said on that particular day, I know there are always media people around there. So the media will cover that event. There's no doubt about that. I'll contact the media. That event will be televised. So I, for one, will actually appear there and address everybody because, I'm the convener of this thing and I'll take responsibility. I'll take the responsibility rather to address everybody and outline the concerns that we have. Now, there have been many concerns which have been worrying to me, but, some of these things I just brush them off. There have been many people who are saying, you are no longer talking about that demonstration, used to motivate us, you used to talk about that demonstration. I never do things and abandon them. Read my lips. This thing is still on. But I had to look into the logistics of, running something like that. Because like I'm saying now, I don't want to endanger the life of anybody. So that will be a perfectly legal demonstration because the Constitution, guarantees us the right of freedom of assembly and association. It is premised on that alone. We have the freedom to assemble. There's free speech in this country. We can say whatever we say. If it does not endanger the security of the country, if it is not unlawful, we can simply go ahead with it. So there have been those distractors who have been saying, oh, this was just to get views and, get views and subscriptions. That was never my objective. I knew the views would come. I knew the subscriptions would come because I'm always asking people to watch these videos. And I'm always asking people to subscribe. But that was not the sole motivation behind it. The sole motivation behind it is justice for Senzo Meyiwa. I'm also partnering with a company, it's a Malaysian company, it's an international company from Malaysia called RevoBeat rather. RevoBeat is in the business of selling health products. So it also assists, the destitute, the vulnerable, widows, and so on. So this week, I'll be doing a video with the RevoBoot people, just to give you an indication of where we are going. Among one of the most important things that we'll be touching in that video is assistance to Senzo Meyiwa's mother. That lady needs to be assisted. So remember, there was also that t-shirt project. It never got off the ground. I think I got 3 orders. And you see, I've always said I'm not in these things for money, but I'd hope that, if we get the more orders we get, the more we can sort of, get, a discount, from our suppliers. That t-shirt project is still on. And now that we are just over a month away from the Senzo Meyiwa trial, I think it's about time that people started making orders. My number again, if you're interested in placing an order, is 063 640 4329. And hopefully on that day, I'll get a place in and around the court. I'll change out of my court robes, put them in the car, put on my t-shirt, and the t-shirt will display a message that says, Justice for Senzo Meyiwa. So this is where I am now. You see, I'm very concerned about the fact that, there are culprits out there who are supposed to be implicated in the murder of Senzo Meyiwa, who are walking the streets of South Africa free. Because I've said my initiative is not just a YouTube channel. Ask the many people that I've helped. Close to 200 people since I started. I launched my free legal advice service. A lot of people have benefited from that, and they're very grateful. But it's a silent endeavor. I don't expect to come and praise myself for rendering free legal advice. It is an obligation to my fellow South Africans to render that legal advice. That is one of the few things that I can do for my own countrymen. So the Senzo Meyiwa demonstration goes on the 14th of April. I don't know what those who have been saying, oh well, it was just a ploy to get views and so on. I don't know what they're going to say now. But anyway, I never concern myself with people of that nature. So on the 14th of April, get yourself ready, get yourself a t-shirt. Let us go outside the Pretoria High Court and let our voices get heard. That is all I have for you this morning. And let us look forward to that video with that Malaysian company, Revo Beat, which among other things will help, Senzo Meyiwa's mother, go through the difficulties that she's going through. So look forward to that program. It will come sometime this week. I don't want to give you a definite date, but it is definitely coming this week. Having said that, let me thank you for watching this video, and please have a nice